to get up in the middle of the night to record my thoughts naked. In 2013, August in Turkey, if you wanted to get to know the nitty gritty details, I'll explain some other time. I felt such a strong experience of oneness, which I felt millions and millions of time, and it's not unusual. Many people feel one with the universe, but it's a very special kind of oneness, a oneness where you understand what you're feeling at the same time. Some people call it an ego-death experience, where you just don't exist and there's just pure existence. I now wouldn't call it a self-realization, but the beginning of a taste of it. So I felt this absolute oneness and connection with the entire universe as one being, and I absolutely accepted it and loved everything that was around me. And a year after that, I wandered around the earth. I literally moved from country to country, not really thinking about what I was doing next, and just felt what I wanted to do and moved into it, and had many near-death experiences, getting tear gassed, nearly dying in a storm, accidents, people attack me, but seeing lots of terrible things happening, but also still just blissed off my face off existence. Then in 2014 something happened that I think I've shared with only one other person. From a feeling of absolutely oneness with absolute oneness with existence, I could feel separation arising from that oneness, because the feeling of separation has to come from somewhere. It has to come from oneness. Where else would it come from? It can come from nothing, because it does. Well, oneness comes from nothing, and duality comes from oneness. And I could feel it just ruin my experience, as all I could explain it. And I just felt terrible and was lost and so much pain. And from that point onwards, things were just awful. I became very ill. I hurt my back. I was legally disabled for a while. I felt the worst physical pain I've ever felt in my entire life. I was in hospital a few times for other illnesses. Doctors were going to remove some of my organs, blah 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 blah. Emotionally, I was depressed. I was feeling awful. I lived not exactly in the worst conditions ever, but I felt like it was worst conditions ever. Like, a good friend of mine hung himself. I was just feeling lost and alone and depressed. And it was a terrible year. Then that was followed by a year of where I was kind of zoning in and out of putting things back together. After threw everything away for bliss, threw everything away for pain. That made sense. So what has been bubbling in my head for the past few days, weeks, I don't know, and I'm only really realizing it properly now. What had happened was I had experienced unity. an existence where I don't really exist, but at the same time, me and everything else exists within it. And then out of that unity, dualism must happen. Because from everything comes from nothing, and then the division of oneness can only come from oneness. From unity, separation has to come from unity. Where else would it come from? Because you can't divide nothing, but you can divide something. And what I did was, when I experienced that tremendous level of hellish separation, is that I rejected it, and I treated separation and suffering as an enemy, as the great Satan. Because in the past, the Bible, the Quran, they used the feeling of separation or the idea of separateness. This is what the Quran refers to as Satan, and the Bible follows the same suit, as an expression of consciousness. That separation is another variation of consciousness. So to accept the whole, to become a part of the whole, well, we're already part of the whole, is separation is a part of it. Division is a part of unity. So while we were trying to run away from separation, suffering, division, all the terrible things that comes with the experience of separation, we missed a chance of experiencing unity. So I'm hoping, and forgive me if I don't, but I'm hoping to spend the rest of my days on treating separation not as the enemy, but as a friend that needs to be listened to and taken care of with love.